Hello, my name Rachana. Welcome to the Multinomial Logistic Regression Model. In the last episode, the outline in this study talk about 1. Introduction to the summary table in the Multinomial Logistic Regression Model that usually used in the publication or article. And 2. Result interpretation of a variable such as age and education. This is a table of marginal effect on the category 1. Is the coffee that has sugar 80%. This is the column of variable name. This is the column of marginal effect. This is the column of standard error. This is the column set. And this is the column p-value. This is the table that usually used in the publication or article. This is the column of the coffee that has sugar 80% compete with the coffee that has sugar 100%. The contrast meaning that one positive and other one negative. This is the column of estimate coefficient. This is the column of marginal effect. This is the column of the coffee that has sugar 120% compete with the coffee that has sugar 100%. This is the column estimate coefficient and this is the column of marginal effect. This is a value of coefficient of the variable A of the coffee that has sugar 80% compete with the coffee that has sugar 100%. This is a standard error of variable A. This is a value of coefficient of variable education, and this is a value of standard error on variable education. This is a value of coefficient of the variable A or the coffee that has sugar 120% compete the coffee that has sugar 100%. And this is a value of standard error. This is a value of marginal effect of the variable A of the coffee that has sugar 80% compete with the coffee that has sugar 100%. This is a value of standard error of variable A. This is a value of marginal effect of the variable education. This is a value of standard error of variable education. And this is a value of marginal effect of the variable A of the coffee that has sugar 120% compete with the coffee that has sugar 100%. And this is a value of standard error of variable A. The 3 star indicates significance at 1% on the variable A. The 2 star indicates significance at 5% on the variable education. And the 1 star indicates significance at 10% on the variable A. This sentence usually put below the table. Not a reference category coffee sugar 100%, 3 star, 2 star, and 1 star indicate significant at 1%, 5%, and 10% respectively. In the parent test were values or standard error. Let me show the result interpretation. A had a positive sign relate to, no impact, and no effect to. The right word is relate to or relevant to. A had a positive sign relate to selecting coffee and significant at 1% level. It increased the likelihood that a buyer select a coffee that has sugar 80% by a probability was about 2.08% relative to, no compare with, and no compare with. The right word is relative to. Relative to a coffee that has sugar 100% for additional 1 year, meaning that older persons were more likely to drink the coffee that low sugar rather than high sugar. Let me repeat again. 8 had a positive sign related to selecting coffee and significant at 1% level. It increased the likelihood that the buyer select a coffee that has sugar 80% by a probability was about 2.08% relative to a coffee that has sugar 100% for additional 1 year, meaning that older persons were more likely to drink the coffee that low sugar rather than high sugar. Education had also a positive sign related to selecting coffee and significant at 5% level. It increased the likelihood that a buyer select a coffee that has sugar 80% by a probability was about 6.4% relative to a coffee that has sugar 100% for improving the education 1 year. This could be explained that education was very important to contribute humans to drink the coffee that low sugar. Variable age again, but in this part I interpret the result of the coffee that has sugar 80% compete with the coffee that has sugar 100% and 120% compete with 100% together. It had a positive and a negative sign with significant at 1% and 10% level. It increased the probability to a buyer to drink a coffee that has sugar 80% relative to a coffee that has sugar 100% by marginal effect about 2.08% is increased 1 year. On another hand, decrease the probability to a buyer to drink a coffee that has sugar 120% by marginal effect about 2.36%. This illustrates that older person tendency to drink the coffee that low sugar